When I picked this mower up from the person who was selling it, they told me that it started and ran, but the self-propel didn't work. But we never got a chance to figure out if they were lying to me or if what they knew about this mower was old news from the last time they remembered using it. Well, I guess it's time to find out if they were telling me the truth, otherwise we could be in for a lot of work and out of a lot of money. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this Craftsman lawnmower, and the problem is that I was told that it starts and runs, but the self-propel doesn't work. Now, generally speaking, I don't trust a lot of people, and I trust the people that are trying to sell me stuff even less. So today we're going to see if my perspective on this seller was correct, or if I was wrong to even doubt them. Now, I'm going to try and repair this mower, but yours might be different, so this might not work on yours. So if things are not working out for you, like in the video, please ask about it, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Now, in the last video on this mower, it didn't look like this. In fact, it looked like it had been pulled out from a landfill. But after a quick cleaning from top to bottom, it now looks like a totally different machine than before. However, the wear on this mower in certain spots tells a much different story about it. It also turns out that this is supposedly a special edition, at least according to this sticker, but I'm still trying to find out what's so special about it. Now, before we get too far into this project, I do want to get a baseline on a pull test. This test will let me know just how difficult it is to push this mower around my yard, and hopefully by the end we'll be able to improve on this number. And it looks like the most consistent reading I'm getting is around 2.8 kilograms, which is much higher than I was hoping for. For a mower like this one, I would expect a reading between 2 and 2.5 kilograms, so there's definitely room for improvement. Now, to try and get a better reading on the pull meter and make it easier to use this mower, I'm going to service the wheel bolts by cleaning them and then lubricating them. So you're probably asking yourself,
why in the world are you going on about the wheels when you don't even know if the mower starts and runs?
And the answer is two parts. So first off, I was told that this mower would start and run, so that's what I'm choosing to believe in. And the second reason why is because it is ultimately my choice to service the wheels first instead of confirming what the seller said. So yes, I don't believe them, but at the same time, I don't have a good reason to not believe them either, and that's mostly based on my interaction with them, which was fairly positive. Now, you might be questioning how much of a difference is lubricating the wheels on a mower going to affect using it, and the answer is, have you ever used a mower that was impossible to push around? Now, at this point, of all the free mowers I've found sitting on the curb, about 10% of them have had some sort of rolling issue that makes them almost impossible to push around. Now keep that image in your head of you struggling to push a mower around, and now make it 100 degrees outside and see just how long you can keep that up for. Now you understand just how important it might be. Now, the non-driven wheels are not typically the ones causing the rolling issues, but they have been known to be a problem once in a great while. Which of course means the ones that are most likely causing the problems are the driven wheels, but once we get these wheels off, we're going to get more than we bargained for. I don't know if you can tell at first, but all the teeth on the edge of the wheel where the drive gear makes contact with it has been damaged and worn away. It should not look like this, and in fact, this would be a perfect reason why the self-propel is not working, otherwise we could have some bigger issues. Well, if this is the only problem with the self-propel system, then to fix it, all we have to do then is to replace the wheels, which could cost us a lot of money unless we can find a really good deal. Now, as you can see, if I spin this drive gear, it should spin the other wheel, but as you can tell, it's trying to turn, however, it's not turning the way it's supposed to. That means more than likely, the other drive wheel's plastic teeth will be damaged and will probably look just like this one. And even though I know that the wheels are probably the reason why the self-propel isn't working, I'm still going to service the rest of the drive system because I will eventually have to replace them. Now, you might be thinking that I'm wasting my time doing this, but on the off chance that I can't find a good deal on new wheels, this might be as far as I go with fixing it, so I'd rather do it now than later. Of course, I wouldn't be able to ask for as much money for the mower if the self-propel was not working, so it's a bit of a toss-up if I do choose to fix it. But what exactly do I mean by that phrase? Well, let me explain it in a way that you might understand it better, and there's no better way than by talking about money. So let me ask you this, how much do you think this mower is worth when it's working the way it's supposed to? Then subtract the cost of a new set of drive wheels, and if the difference is the same as the mower is without a working self-propel, then there's no real gain financially to replace the wheels when the customers can do it themselves and they'll have to eat the cost instead of you. Of course, the real benefit to fixing the self-propel now is that it'll make it easier to sell the mower versus having an ad mention that the mower has a problem, which is a big turnoff to most buyers. Now, fortunately, I was able to find new wheels for this mower and for a great price too, but because of the site I used to buy them, it's going to take about 2 weeks to get here. Now I ended up taking the blade off in the last video, and after looking at it, it's not in terrible shape, but it's certainly seen better days. Now for the meantime, I'm just going to sharpen it and then put it back on, but I would consider getting a new blade in the near future. Now most times, you're going to see me install a blade by using my small impact, but it's not necessary, but there is a reason why I use it so often. The reason why is because of safety. You see, depending upon how I'm holding the blade to tighten it, if I should happen to slip off the bolt, my hand holding the tool could make contact with the sharpened edge of the blade. Now I shouldn't have to explain why this is dangerous, but for me, I find hand injuries to be very annoying because you use them for so much. So this will be the first time we've had gasoline in the tank and fuel system, so I'm only going to put in about a cup just in case there's a serious leak in the fuel tank, the fuel line, or at the carb. So it's now just a waiting game. We're waiting to see if there's going to be any gasoline coming out of the carb or seeing if any gasoline drips down onto the mowing deck. This could take 1 minute or it could take 5, so I would just walk away for a couple of minutes and hopefully when you get back there won't be any leaks. Now as for us, it looks like we're in luck because I don't see any leaks, which is great news. All we have to do now is take care of that disgusting air filter. Of course, I am going to sell this mower with a new air filter, but what I'm going to show you now is what would happen if we just tried to clean it and reuse it. Now as you can see, this filter is completely packed with dirt and who knows what else, but after about 3 minutes of digging, this is what we're left with. Now it's kind of hard to show you just how much stuff is here, but if I put the air filter next to it, it might give you an idea of just how much stuff was actually in there. Now next time, I might have to weigh the air filter before and after cleaning it to give you a better idea of just how much stuff we're talking about. Now this goes without saying, but unless the air filter is soaked with oil, you don't have to replace them, just tap out the dirt once or twice a season. That's what I do on my own personal mower. I haven't replaced it in years. I just keep using the same one until one day when I can't clean it anymore, only then will I replace it. Now that we've got that out of the way, we'll just do another pull test and see if we can improve on the reading from earlier. And it looks like we did just that. However, remember, this reading will most likely change when we install the new drive wheels. The only thing left to do now is to try and start it and see if what they said was true about the mower. Well, as you just saw, it took a couple of pulls to get it to start, but that's not terrible considering that I have the pull strength of a child. But then again, I do that on purpose because it is the worst case scenario. Now, as you just saw, the self-propel isn't working, at least at the wheels, and that's because the teeth are missing from them. But you can faintly tell that they do want to try and spin, but they simply can't, so the new wheels will most likely fix the drive situation. Now the best part about this whole situation is apparently the seller was correct about this mower, which is kind of refreshing to hear. Now I have to wonder if the other mower they sold me is also in the condition that they mentioned it to be in, which is that it only needs a drive cable to work, but that's a discussion for a different video. Now if you recall, I ended up buying this mower from the seller for only $10. That means if I can get the wheels for a really good price, I'll still end up making a really good profit on it, which is always nice. Also, when replacing the oil in your engine, it's always recommended to not overfill it if you can help it. In fact, I'd rather have it a 1/4 inch below the full mark rather than a 1/4 inch above it, but then again, it is your mower, so do what you want with it. Now these older Craftsman mowers are some of the best from the time period. However, they do have a couple of drawbacks, one of which you've already seen, which are the damaged teeth on the wheels. These wheels seem to be very prone to this type of damage, whereas the wheels that are a different color don't seem to have this issue. The other issue is the weight of this mower. Its overall design is very good, but there's so much weight on the front wheels that they wear out over time. But it does work out though because it means the front wheels will have more traction because of the extra weight. So it works a lot better than some of the other front wheel drive systems of the same time period. Now overall, these are great machines and whoever buys this one should be very happy with it. All we have to do now is to get the key start to work, and I'm pretty sure you know how I'm going to do just that. So my question is, do you think it's worth replacing the front drive wheels just to get the self-propel to work, or is it going to cut too much into the profits? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this project or about your own projects, and I hope to see you in the next video.